All right, it's Derek Cooley here. We're with another episode of Beyond the Stopwatch podcast. Now, today's guest is proof that discipline does not expire with age. She's competed at the highest level in bodybuilding, earning pro status with the International Federation of Bodybuilding and figure after winning her card at 30A, 35A, and 35 overall. She occasionally still lines up the blocks and competing with the Masters track through USA Track and Field. But before all of that, she represented Arkansas Razorbacks as a college cheerleader. She's also a cancer survivor who turned that fight into purpose by launching the skincare brand Skin Deep by YMI. A woman of Delta Sigma Theta, athlete, survivor, entrepreneur. Today, we sit down with Yolanda Riddick. Welcome.
Thank you. It sounds like I did a couple of things.
You did a few
Maybe.
things. When I looked you up, I said, man, I even told Coach, I said, she has a story. Like, I'm excited about doing it. I hope you're excited to be with us
I am
today.
ecstatic. Thank you. I'm honored.
Oh, let's jump right into it.
Okay.
Now, before the titles, before the medals,
Yes.
before the business, what was the young little girl Yolanda like?
Oh, goodness. She was the youngest of three. So I have an older brother and an older sister. She was the obedient one, not quiet, but the obedient one. She was the one. So my parents were always active in my life. My mother, my father. I'm a product of a military father.
Oh, yes.
So, we traveled quite a bit, but that's where the discipline comes in. That's what hit. Very high expectations around that, being who you say you're going to be. But that's who she was as a little girl. She was curious. She was curious.
I absolutely love that you brought the military part in. As
Yes.
a veteran myself, I can understand military
Yes.
dad.
Yes.
We
Absolutely.
can be a little strict.
A little bit.
Now, let's jump into that for a little bit. That's
Okay.
kind of off topic, but I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
With your dad, was he too strict, or did he just really give you the foundation to?
No. So my mom, in my opinion, my dad put my mother in the authoritarian space. He knew, right? He was like, I'm going to be gone a lot. Your mother has the pole position. So the worst thing I could hear is, I will tell your father. So that was
Yeah.
that was not even necessary at all. So no, he wasn't strict. I think by the time that I arrived, he was like, we're fine.
Yeah.
She's going to be okay. But no, he wasn't strict, but he was very clear.
I love that. We're going to touch more on your dad and your mom
Okay.
later. Let's talk about sports for a second.
Okay.
Early years. Tell me about how sports played an impact in your life.
I absolutely love sports. And the ironic thing is that I became a sports lover from my mother.
Tell us about
Actually.
that.
Yes. So my mom, to this day, my mother is 86. Shout out, Bessie.
Shout out. Bessie.
Yes. So she is an avid sports fan.
Okay.
And always has been. Very enthusiastic. Anytime I'm watching a game, I call my mom.
Okay.
I have to call my mother. But yeah, so it played a huge portion in my life. How I learned how to make friends, how I learned how to be a teammate. I learned how to lose, learned how to win.
Okay.
There's an art in that.
Yes.
And I think, phenomenal coaches teach you how to do that.
Right.
I learned how to be defeated. I learned how to pick myself up. I learned how to train when I want to train. Especially at this age, it gets harder and harder. But they played a very, very big role. Cheering at the University of Arkansas, I had no intention of cheering in college.
Really?
None whatsoever. College, I was like, I don't think I can really cheer at this level. And I had no intention whatsoever. But I had two friends that were already on the cheerleading. Well, one was on the dance team, one was a cheerleader. You have to try out. I was like, you know my skill.
Yeah.
This is SEC. This is not.
Yeah, it is.
This is not. D3. This is real deal.
Yes.
And they were like, nope, you'll be fine. So it also taught me to go after things that I had no intention of doing, and just to believe in myself. And sometimes you have to fake it till you make it.
Yes, you do. Yes.
So yeah, but sports have played a huge part in my life. Really giving me a stepping stone into places that I probably should not have been as well. So yeah.
What about middle school? Did you start cheering in middle school? Like, was track in middle school? Like, what type of sports did you play early in?
I started cheering in elementary school, in Nuremberg, Germany.
Oh, wow. Because your dad was in.
We were in
Okay.
Germany, yeah,
Yeah.
and so, my first sport that I cheered for was soccer. I don't even think that's a thing, but
I
yes.
don't think so.
No, not a
Yeah.
thing. But yes, so I was a very little rudimentary cheerleading squad for a soccer team. And then I didn't start competing in track until the 7th grade.
Okay.
So once we came back from Germany, my dad was stationed at a very small armory in Fayetteville.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, just like any other gym teacher was looking for athletes at the time. And Coach B, Coach Brannon, I'll never forget her. She was 4'11" on a good day. On a good day. And she asked me, "Do you play tennis?"
Mm-hmm.
No. But she saw me run one day in
Mm-hmm.
gym class, and she was like, I think I have something for you. And I was in the 7th grade. And at that time, to be on the track team, you were supposed to be in the 8th grade
Okay.
because so track practice started, it was actually the last period of the day. But in the 7th grade, you couldn't do that. So I got special dispensation to skip
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
to skip my last period and go to track practice.
So your mom, for the couple things that I've heard you say about, she sounds
Mhm.
like a real boss.
Oh, all day, every day.
Is that where you get your competitive spirit from?
All day, every day.
Tell me about that.
All
'Cause
day.
in order to go all the way to the SEC,
Yes.
Arkansas Razorback, you
Yes.
had to be competitive.
Yes.
Tell me about your competitiveness.
My mother she played basketball. She was a beast on the court.
I believe you.
And then my brother, literally every sport that he touched, gold.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball, football, basketball. And so I would say that I came from an athletic family. My
Yeah.
sister was a cheerleader. And honestly, she's probably the reason why I became a cheerleader. To be perfectly honest, I was probably going to be a a track person, but that's where it comes from. But again, my mother is she's an avid sports fan.
Yeah.
She loves sports, and so anything that had to do with track and field, I wanted to be there. I wanted to watch. I wanted to see. And fortunately, going to University of Arkansas, one of the best track programs in the country.
Yeah.
I got to see some amazing, amazing athletes. Amazing athletes. Even in high school, because I was literally 7 minutes away from the University of Arkansas from where I lived.
Oh, wow.
So going on campus and watching Arkansas Invitational, and yeah, I got to see some, at that time, I mean, future Olympians actually compete in college.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was
Amazing.
great. It was great.
So mom gave you the drive,
Yes.
the competitiveness.
Yes.
But you said at the beginning,
Yes.
dad gave you the discipline.
Dad gave me the focus.
Okay.
He gave me the purpose. He was very clear. I love to tell, it's one of my favorite lines. My father reminded me that I had a last name,
Ooh, that's good.
right? You have a last name. And I gave it to you.
Mm-hmm.
So my father I will never forget. It's a phenomenal story. Again, talk about imposter syndrome. Here I am trying out for cheerleading in college. And there were tons of girls.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not this good. There's no reason why I should be here. And I went home. I had made the team and went to my first practice.
Yeah.
And it was bad. It was very bad. It was horrible. And so I went home and I was crying. I was so upset. And in very Alonzo fashion, I was standing outside on our
Alonzo's
back
your
deck.
dad?
Alonzo is my dad,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
And he looked at me and he was like, "Why are you crying? I sent you to school to get an education. I don't know what this is about." No hug, no nothing. And I mean, when I tell you those tears dried up very quickly, he had no time for that. He was like,
that.
this is extracurricular. Maintain your focus. This is what this is about. He was like, now, if you're crying because you got a bad grade, different. But you're not going to come home crying because you had a bad practice today.
Sounds like he kept you centered.
Very much
right
so.
Where you need.
Very much so.
Now, let me ask, is Dad still with us?
He is not.
Rest in peace, Dad.
Yes.
He sounds like an amazing
Yes. My
person.
father he was all about business with his kids. He was very focused. Yeah.
Now, with the discipline in sports, what were some of the things that you look back now and you're thinking, man, I was doing this at a young age and people were not even doing because of the discipline that your dad put in?
One thing that I did not realize was maybe a little bit extra than other. Getting up by myself,
That's so big.
I started that in the 3rd grade.
The 3rd grade.
In the 3rd grade. My mother was like, alarm clock, time, be downstairs by this time because we're leaving to go to school.
Wow.
Um, there were things that I had to do before we left the house. The bed is made. You're going to get yourself up. You're going to get yourself dressed. Feed yourself.
Mm.
I'll make your lunch. But getting up by myself started very, very early.
Oh, that's early.
Very early. I distinctly remember we were in Fort Campbell, Kentucky at the time, and, the bus came at whatever, 7:15, and she was like, "Why are you not up?" And I didn't realize that until I got to college, and my roommate was a disaster.
Couldn't get up.
She could not get up. She couldn't get to class. I would come back into our room. It was dark. I was like, "Ma'am, it is 1:00. Why are you still in the bed?" But that is something that I started very, very early. Very early. She was like, "No, you can get up by yourself. If you can dress yourself and you can feed yourself, you can get up by yourself."
We might need to have Mom's come sit on this couch next.
We're not ready for that. We're not ready.
Sounds like something else.
Yeah, no, she was, most of the time she was, I wouldn't say she was a single mother.
Mm-hmm.
My sister is 6 years older than I am. So as military children, in my opinion, we mature a little bit faster.
Of course we do.
Right?
Of course.
The things that I talk about that I did by myself at 10, 11, 12, that unfortunately kids can't do today,
yes,
I was doing on my own.
But it shaped you.
Very much.
Yeah.
Very much.
Now, would you say those experiences kind of bled over into when you got into high school sports?
Of course.
Tell me about that.
Of course. The independence piece of it, especially as a military kid, I was a latchkey kid, right? Came home, right? Put in the pizza rolls, did my homework, fed myself until my mother came home or until my father came home. In high school, it was the same exact thing. It was the same exact thing. So now we're in Fayetteville, Arkansas. I'm going to Fayetteville High School, and all of those things. And it was expected that you didn't just go to school, right? Going to school was your responsibility,
right?
But everything else, the clubs, babysitting, worked.
Yeah.
That was what was going to get you to the next level, because by the time that you get to college, there's no one.
No.
Where are you?
No.
Right? They're taking that check.
Yes.
And they're like, if you show up to class, that's on you.
If you do, you do.
Yeah, exactly. So in high school, I was never told do your homework. Never told. Why? Because the consequence of that was way worse.
I got it.
Than ever me not doing my homework. And my mother, this is actually in junior high school, my mother used to show up.
What do you mean?
So I'm in the hallway, classes are changing, the bell rang, and one of my friends was like, "Hey, Yolanda, your mom's in the hallway."
Oh. Tell me your mom's name.
Bessie.
Bessie, that's right.
Bessie.
Yes.
I was like, "Oh, okay." So I looked down the hallway. She was like, and she left. So I go home and I'm like, "Oh, did I forget something?" She was like, "No, I was just checking."
Oh, I love that. Ooh.
My mother was a phantom. She and everyone knew her. Everyone loved my mom. She's the sweetest until she's not.
Yeah.
And again, I never asked her why, but I knew why. Because other kids were skipping school, because other kids were doing X. And she was like, "I just want to know that I want you to know I'm always watching. Always." But yeah, she just showed up in the hallway. I was like, oh.
Mama wasn't playing.
At all. My mother does not play at all. Yeah, but she did. I will never forget that she just showed up and just want to make sure you were where you were.
So with her showing up, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say your grades were really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Looking at the college you went to, I would probably say your GPA was.
Yes. I was insanely blessed. I had a 4-year ride. I cheered, got another little bit of stipend on top of that. Yes, the last thing that I was going to do was go home and tell my parents that I lost my scholarship.
Tell me about this, though. I know this college was 7 minutes from your house, but was that the reason why you chose Arkansas?
No.
Tell me why. Tell me about
Arkansas was my last choice.
Oh, I gotta hear this.
Arkansas was my last choice. Imagine a kid coming from, traveling internationally and then being plopped into Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Oh, yes. Yes, I've been there.
Culture shock for the
Completely.
gods.
Completely.
They didn't know how to treat me. They didn't know this voice. They were like, "Where are you from?"
You don't sound like you look.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was destined from the time I landed, I was ready to leave. I was
Yeah.
ready to go. So I had applied to Spelman. I applied to North Carolina A&T.
Okay. I'm seeing
I
a
had
trend here.
right. I was getting out. Not George Washington. George Washington University in St. Louis. I was ready to go. I was ready to go. Wash U. I was ready to go. Arkansas, because, and I'm insanely blessed for making this choice. I did not want to come out of school with debt.
No, that's wise.
I didn't want to walk out of school with debt. And now it's what I love to tell young people is, yes, it matters where you go to school, but at the end of the day, after year 5, no one cares where you went to school.
They do not.
They don't care.
They don't.
And quite frankly, corporate America is doing away with the college graduate requirement anyway.
Yes.
So no, I went to the University of Arkansas because it was free. That is the reason why I went. I walked out literally with not a single student loan, not paying or owing anyone, and I felt like I owed that to my parents.
Oh, I love that.
Because they were very clear. After 4, I'm done.
Bessie, shout out to Bessie and Alonzo. I need to take notes.
I'm done. They were like, anything that you want to do after that, that's on you. But 4, and we're on the floor. We're finished.
So I heard Spelman.
Yes.
I heard North Carolina A&T.
Yes.
Both HBCUs.
Yes.
Which is completely different.
Very.
From the University of Arkansas.
Correct.
Now, you wanted to get away because your voice does not sound like you look.
Correct.
I get that. I too get that sometimes. Tell me about your experience in college, though. Like, did that still kind of bleed over into people still kind of, looking at you differently, treating you different? Because Arkansas is still the South.
It is very, very much.
Yeah.
No. By the time I got to college, no, that was pretty much dead at that point. But again, the African American population was less at that point, was less than 1%.
In Arkansas?
At the University of Arkansas.
Oh, wow.
Yes, less than 1%.
Wow.
So, no, everyone knew everyone.
Yeah.
And of that 1%, I would guess to say 50% of them were athletes.
That makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at the football team, look at the track team, look at the basketball team. Because at the time, that was Nolan. Right. I went to school when Nolan was still coaching.
Wow.
And so you couldn't hit anyone, you can throw a stone without it being an athlete. So no, at that point, that was not a concern.
So we went through University of Arkansas, cheered for 4 years.
I cheered for 2.
Cheered for 2 years.
Yes.
College is over. I'm pretty sure based off your parents, you got that degree.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Where did life take you after college?
Dallas.
Tell me about that.
So again, I'm done with Fayetteville. I was like, where is the closest metro city that is out of here? And your sophomore year, your junior year, you're thinking, what am I going to do? So here it is. I have an undergrad in psychology with a minor in management. At first, I was like, I'm going to medical school.
Okay.
I'm going to a medical school. To clinical, I was like, I'm not going to medical school. Yeah, this is not for me.
Yeah.
So, but it meant get a job.
Yeah.
And so I had a very good, actually, a guy that I was dating at the time, his best friend was interning at a consulting firm. And he said, I think you would be great. I was like, okay. So I interviewed actually with Hallmark Cards in Kansas City. Yes.
Okay.
And I interviewed at the time, was Arthur Anderson before it became Anderson Consulting before Accenture. So and Hallmark was trying to pull me hard. Like I went through all the interview processes. They made me an offer. They were actually back. The recruiters were back in town, took me out to dinner.
Yeah.
And I'm just waiting with baby because I was like, I really want to go to Kansas City. I want to go to Dallas. And I took a chance, had not heard from Arthur yet, and I turned down Hallmark. So here it is, my senior year of college, and I hadn't heard back yet.
Okay.
I'm checking up, got the call. I did not get Arthur either. I was like, "I don't have a job.
Mm-hmm.
What am I gonna do?" Um, a week later, got a call back from Arthur. There was an opening in, this concept called a service delivery center or a solution center in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, "We actually have a position for you there. Will you take it?" "Absolutely."
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I graduated May 8th. My U-Haul was packed up on May 13th.
You weren't messing around either.
Alonzo and Yolanda were on the road
Yeah.
to Dallas. And actually, I left, talk about independence.
Mm-hmm.
I left actually before I graduated, flew down to Dallas, got my apartment. Again, a friend of mine introduced me to another young lady that lived in Dallas. And she was like, "Nope, I'll show you around. Where are you working?" And she was great. She was fantastic. Got my apartment, and I was ready to go.
Wow.
I was ready.
Okay. So you moved from Arkansas. Now we're in Texas, Dallas,
Yes.
Texas, to be specific.
Yes.
But you still stay in like the athletic realm.
Always.
Tell me about that, because that's different. Most of the time when athletes finish, like they're done.
So we talked about this. So here it is now. I'm no longer a competitive athlete,
Mhm.
and I have never worked out a day in my life. I went to practice.
Wow.
Didn't work out. I went to practice. I have never put together a workout for myself a day in my life. So now here it is. I'm 22 years old. I'm like, well, what do I do? Can't go to practice. Do I go run? Do I lift? I had no idea.
Oh my goodness.
No clue. And I realized, I was like, I've never worked out. I never called it a workout. I
Yeah.
called it was practice.
Yeah.
So I am now traveling a lot. So I'm a consultant and I'm doing the Monday through Friday thing. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll join a gym. So I joined 24-hour fitness in California.
Mhm.
It was and I took this kickboxing class called Turbo Kickbox. And that was my thing. I was like,
Yeah.
I love group exercise. Fantastic. And that's kind of really where my fitness journey then started.
Yeah.
And then it kind of went on for there. And then I was like, oh, I love this so much. I'll teach it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I started actually teaching. There was a class. I would come back to Dallas,
Mhm.
and there was a class in Irving. There's a 24-hour fitness. I'm pretty sure it's still there. And I became a certified group exercise instructor.
That's still a big jump from turbo kickboxing to professional body.
Yes.
How
Yes.
you
Not
gotta
really.
connect that bridge for
Not
me.
really. Okay. So this was at the time when magazines were everything.
Yeah.
Right? Muscle and Fitness.
Oh, yes.
Muscle and Fitness Hers.
Mhm.
Shape Magazine. I bought them all. So now I'm like, oh, I'm going to put together my workouts. I'm going to be all healthy.
Mm.
And I kept seeing, especially on the cover of Shape Magazine, I kept seeing these women, and they were called bodybuilders.
Yeah.
But they didn't look like what I thought a
Mhm.
bodybuilder looked like. And I was like, what? Okay. So there was a woman, her name was Jennifer Hendershot.
Okay.
She was a fitness competitor. I did not know what that was. And then there was another woman, her name was Alicia. And I kept seeing these women over, and I was like, man, they look fantastic, but I don't know what it is.
Mhm.
So I just kept looking, and I said, finally, I said, you know what? I would love to figure out how to do that. But I didn't know what that thing was. I
Right.
just knew it was something called bodybuilding.
Mhm.
So I was working. So now I'm no longer a consultant. I was actually getting ready to get married, and I decided I was working at Bell Helicopter, actually in Hearst, and I Googled bodybuilding coach. I didn't even know what it was called. I had no clue. And two women came up.
Okay.
And one's her name was Susan Groshek,
Mhm.
and I emailed her, and she was actually an IFBB pro herself. She was a pro in fitness,
Mhm.
and she was like, "I'm a coach. I can get you ready for your show," and that is where it got started.
Okay, but I still feel like something's missing here. How
Okay.
did you go from that to now on the stage? Like, what pushed you? Because you're listening to you, you're very like self-driven.
Yes.
Like you have something in your mind, you're like, I'm about to do it.
It's funny that you say that. Everything starts with choice.
That's good.
There's the gap. It just starts. Just decide. That's the hardest thing to do, is just deciding.
Say that one more time. That was
The
so
hardest thing to do
good.
is decide.
Just decide.
Just decide. Make the choice, and then everything else comes after that.
Okay.
That's the hardest part. As soon as you can't decide, you're floundering everywhere. You don't know what you're doing. And I have always been a proponent of, if I've decided on something, the plan is now coming together.
Shout out to Alonzo.
Yeah, shout out to Alonzo. The plan is there.
Yeah.
I can shoot my current husband will tell you that he was like, I wish Yolanda would not be such a planner, but I am a planner.
Yeah.
I'm a planner. But yeah, so after she and we sat down, she was like, what do you want? Talk about life lesson. Be prepared when someone asks you what you want.
Yes.
Be very prepared. And I said, I want to get on stage. She said, what else do you want? I was like, I'm not sure, honestly, what's beyond that.
Right.
And so she and I talked to make sure that we were a good fit for one another. I told her what I appreciated about my coaches in the past. She told me what she appreciated about clients that she likes to work with. And that was actually my first lesson in learning how to find a good coach.
Okay.
Because there is an art in that. Not every coach is good for you, and you are not good for every coach.
Amen.
Period.
Yeah.
So, we realized that we gelled, and she gave me my program, and 8 months later, I'm on stage.
I want to talk about this program.
Okay.
That's what I want to talk about. So now, I've never been a bodybuilder,
Okay.
nor have I been a cheerleader in college.
Okay.
But I would imagine there's a stark difference between how you prepare for both.
Yes.
So what was like the shock for you as you're trying to prep to get on stage?
I will tell you. So in cheerleading, I was blessed. I didn't have to think about what I ate. Like, I didn't have a diet, but we did have to weigh in. We had to weigh in. I had to get on a scale on a weekly basis in college.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Cause they were like,
Yeah.
So, yes, that was a thing, but it wasn't, I didn't see it as body shaming. It was just natural. Get on the scale. So let's roll to the program.
Yes.
So again, exquisitely blessed. When you hear stories, you will hear horror stories about individuals' first time getting to stage. You will hear, especially individuals who are not prepared to take you on this journey. They will do crazy things. They will put you on crazy drugs. Susan it was gradual. Number one, there was not a time.
Yeah.
You will get on stage when you are ready.
I love that.
Period. It started very gradual. The shock was the amount of food.
What do you mean?
So, and now it's very different, which is great because it gives you a lot more flexibility. So she gave me, I will never forget this piece of paper. There were 4 sections on it. You get to pick 2 foods from this section, 2 foods from this section, and you have to develop your 6 meals.
6 every day.
Every day.
These are like small meals.
So I love that. Men always ask, are they small?
Yes.
They are portioned appropriately.
Oh.
It is 4 ounces, 6 ounces of this, is a half a cup of this,
Oh, wow.
it is a half a cup of this. And you will weigh all of that.
Discipline.
Right now, you don't start that way. Her method was, all I want you to do is get accustomed to eating. Just get accustomed to eating, which means schedule. So how am I going to get 6 meals in? I have a job. And at the time I was dating. So how do I get 6 meals a day?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to get up, right? Oh, are you prepping said food? So that was stage 1.
Yes.
Then stage 2 was, okay, now I'm going to kind of take away some of your choices and you have to eat these things. 6 meals a day, a gallon of water every day, and you are training every day. Okay. I'm in corporate America. Needless to say, I had never drank a gallon of water a day in my life. So now I'm getting up in meetings. I'm so sorry. I gotta go. I'm so sorry. They're like, Yolanda, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Then it gets more restrictive. So as the closer and closer as you get to stage, it gets restrictive and it gets focused. So now it is, you are going to eat this much of this at this time of day.
Oh, wow.
Right? And you can prepare it only like this. So now the condiments are now restrictive. You can have these kinds of herbs. There's no ketchup. There's no this. There's no that. There's no cheese. There's no dairy. There's no, but the body will do what you tell it to do.
Okay.
So as you gradually taking away these things, you're not missing them anymore. You're not missing pizza. You're not missing, and I got a cheat meal,
Yeah.
right? I could
Okay.
have a burger, but the cheat meal had boundaries. I
Oh,
can
that's
go, I
good.
can go, go get Fratelli's. No. Your pizza is going to be a cauliflower pizza with this, right? It was very specific. And now you're 13 weeks out. Yeah. You have to have a specific amount of sleep.
13 weeks out.
13 weeks out. Well, I mean, and all the way through, specific amount of sleep. You are now doing what we used to call two-a-days. So now I'm getting up and I'm running for an hour. I am eating. I'm going to work. I'm going back to the gym and I'm doing cardio after every single day. Oh, and then let's not forget about posing practice. Oh, we forgot about that.
Hold.
Yeah.
Time out.
Yes.
So I see the people on stage and they're making the
Yes,
movement. So
yes.
you actually practice that.
For men and women, I will tell you again, blessed. And this is where my fitness community started. This is where I started to meet other men and women who were doing this, and it is absolutely required. That tribe will keep you on point, that you can call somebody when you want to cry in the shower because you're hungry and you're tired. It is required. But yes, posing, you need to spend as much time getting ready as you do posing.
My God.
Absolutely. And again, you look at them and you're like, okay, they're just no. Every movement has a purpose. Every pose has a purpose. How you walk has a purpose. Those lovely lucite shoes that you're wearing has a purpose. All of it has a purpose as to how you are showing up. And I'll tell you a fantastic story of how I know that she knew exactly what she was talking about. But yes, so on Saturday, so here it is, you're working out, you're doing this, you got cardio Saturday morning, and then you spend an hour posing. An hour.
So you're just in the mirror.
You are with a group of, so she had two friends who were also coaches, and there are 8 of us. And they're lining us, they're showing us what to do on stage. Because here it is, I'm at my show, and there's a young lady behind me, and she goes, so what are we supposed to do? I was like, sweetie, what? What? Her coach had not spent much time with her. So I knew I was very, very confident that I knew what I was doing.
Yes.
But yes, from the time, because again, she's showing you where the judges are. She's showing you what they're looking at. She's showing you how to make eye contact and when not to make eye contact. She is showing you when you're standing off the side of the stage, they're watching you from the time that you are stepping on. So don't think that they're watching you when you get to the center. They're watching you literally from the time you walk up those stairs to the time you do your routine and the time that you stand off. You have to practice that because you're tired.
Yeah.
You're dehydrated. You're shaking. You're breathing hard. Hold that belly in, right? Hold that butt out. I mean, yeah. So you want to do that over and over and over
That's
again.
a lot.
It is a lot. It's a lot. And and by the way, you're trying to have a life.
That's what I was about to segue into.
Yeah, you're trying to have a life.
I mean, you sound like, I just met you, but you sound like a very disciplined person.
Yeah.
But how did you balance, and you're still really young at this point.
Yes.
Like, how did you balance your life, like work life? You're in corporate, you're doing bodybuilding, and now you have, what type of social life did you have?
It gets less and less and less and less. So one thing and actually the head of women's bodybuilding in the NPC and the IFBB, you go to an interest meeting.
Okay.
And they tell you the rules. Here it is. This is what we're looking for. And the first thing that she says is, don't take this out on anyone else. You chose to do this. Don't be grumpy.
Yeah.
Don't cuss anybody else out. No one cares that you're doing this except for you. So she's very clear that your life is going to get more restrictive. I could not drink for my first show, no alcohol for 8 months. Day 1, she was like, and you're not drinking. I'm sorry. What? Nothing. For 8 months. Dry.
Wow.
Dry for 8 months. And so you can imagine, you're going out with friends. "Can I get water?" Boo! So no one wants to be around you.
Yeah.
Shoot, my friends were like, call me
Done with
when you're
this.
drinking again." I
Yeah.
was like, "What?" So after a while, you're like, "Hey, I can be out until maybe 7, 8 o'clock. I gotta go home.
Gotta go sleep.
I have to go to sleep.
Mm.
I have to be in the bed, in the bed." So the last 13 weeks, you don't really see many people. And dating at that point,
Yeah, that's
dating at that point, well, the fortunate thing was the guy that I was seeing at the time was also very much into fitness, and so
okay.
he understood.
That makes sense.
He understood, and he was very, very much supportive. He was like, "It's gonna about to get."
He knew it was
He
coming.
didn't compete, but he knew, he understood. But after that, trying to compete, and now I'm 40.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a whole that was a whole other journey. Whole other
But
journey.
when the competition is over, is there
Yes.
like you don't just fall off and pizza and burgers and
Oh,
everything.
you
It's
try.
really
Does not work well, sir.
tell me
Does not
about
work.
you mean digestively your body
Woo! Does not work
is
well.
not yeah.
So it was my first time, and it's this that process right there is called refeeding.
Okay.
So when you're getting on stage, you are gradually restricting your diet, but it's a balance because you want to maintain your muscle bellies. You
Mhm.
want to be as full as possible, but you're trying to get as lean as
Yeah.
humanly possible. So it's a balance. So probably, and everyone cuts water. There's a term, cutting water, and it
Mhm.
basically just means you are dehydrating your muscle fibers such that everything is popping out. And you're doing that. Some people do it over a week period. Some people do it over a 48-hour period. But now you're on stage, and now you should be gradually refeeding your body.
Gradually.
Gradually.
Yeah.
So if your coach is worth, a grain of salt,
Mhm.
they will give you four. Actually, you go on stage, they'll give you your refeed.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
This is how you reintroduce water again. This is right because you're dehydrated. Your kidneys and your liver they're struggling.
Wow.
And so you want to make sure that you're introducing those things back gradually. So here it is. I will never forget it. My mom was there. My sister-in-law was there. My sister was there. And of course, at the time,
Mhm.
my husband was there. And I get off stage and I walk in the house, and he's like, "Here's a beer, and I want you to finish it by the time you get to the kitchen." Okay.
No.
Okay.
Oh no.
All I wanted was a bag of Sun Chips.
Okay. What color bag?
Harvest cheddar.
Yes. Come on.
I wanted
Those are
Harvest
mine. Yes.
family. So, and my family was so great. They were like, "What do you want?" I was like, and it was funny. I couldn't even have fruit in the very end.
Mm.
So I was like, "I want pears, I want bananas, and I want Sun Chips."
That's it.
So my sister and I are in our bed, and we are eating, just watching Law and Order and jacking these Sun Chips
SVU.
up all day,
I already knew.
all day.
Yeah.
So the next day, let's go to Grand Lux.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I ordered pasta carbonara.
Sounds good.
Man, the next day I had the flu.
You had the flu from
I felt like I had the flu. So here it is.
oh wow.
I have gradually taken away all of these foods,
Yes.
dairy being one of them. And that is when light bulb that my body, when it comes to actually most bodies, but my body in particular, is inflamed when it comes to dairy.
Hmm.
Knees hurt. I'm 32.
Yeah.
I was like, where is my cane?
Oh wow. Joints.
My face was inflamed. My eyes were practically swollen shut. I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore. No, your life is way different now.
Wow.
So now, of course, the next time that I compete, which is literally 6 years later,
Hmm.
I realize now, I understand why individuals like, yeah, try that if you want to. It will not go well. It will not go well.
So you put yourself through this twice.
Oh, I put myself through this. Let's see. Okay, so I'll count number of shows because people ask, well, how
Okay.
many times did you compete? It's
Right.
weird. So technically, I competed 4 years. So
Hmm.
I competed in 2008, again in 2013, again in 2016, and then in 2017. So I had one show my first year out. I had two shows my second year. That second year, and then I decided I'm gonna go try to get my pro card. So I competed twice in 2016 and then twice in 2017.
What do you think for someone who is considering this life? That's, there might be some people that's hearing this and might
Yeah.
think, I don't know.
Yeah.
But someone that's considering this, like, what do you think you got most out of competing and putting yourself through that?
What did I get most out of it? The experience is unmatched. There is nothing like hitting the finish line.
Mm.
Nothing like it.
Okay.
Nothing like it. You get up there, you are I can honestly tell you, and everyone's like, "Oh, you wanna win your first time." I just wanted to finish.
That's an
I
accomplishment.
honestly did not care if I came in last.
Mhm.
I wasn't gonna come in last, but I just wanted to say I did it.
Yeah.
I knew I took the journey. I knew what it took. Every single time I have had the most amazing competition experiences ever.
Mhm.
Every single time. It was truly the journey. Now, masters bodybuilders
Yeah.
are probably outnumbering the open. I have shout out shout out to Shaq. She knows exactly who I'm talking about.
Okay.
Her name is Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, yeah.
She is, in my opinion, as far as my circle, she was considered the OG,
Okay.
right? And so Shaq came back after at least 8 years of being off stage.
Mhm.
Year after year. She just got her pro card.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she's probably close to 48
Oh, wow.
and did it big. She looked amazing and still looks amazing. And now it makes a little bit more sense. Your hormones,
Mhm.
especially as a woman, they really don't start to come in until your 30s.
Okay.
So you can compete in your 20s, hit your 30s, you're looking absolutely amazing. And now with, everything that's out there for, women my age going into their 50s, you see it more and more. They have the time,
Yeah.
quite frankly, and
Yes.
they have the money,
Wow.
right? Because this sport is not cheap at all. It is not cheap.
Tell us about, is it Masters Track? Is that what
Yes.
how give me the timelines, because it was a 6-year gap between
Yes.
competing and competing.
Right.
Where did Masters Track fit in on that timeline?
So Masters Track came in. So again, so shout out to Bridget. So she and I met at the gym,
Mhm.
right? She was actually a CrossFit competitor.
Okay.
Pre-50, right? Going into her 60s. She is a beast. She is literally, I'm like, I don't know who created you, but you are not natural. You're just not natural. She is absolutely amazing. So I would be in the gym, she would be in the gym,
Mhm.
and she is the one who came, she said, "Hey, do you want to run track this year?" I'm like, "What? Girl, we're not in college.
Yeah,
What are you
exactly.
talking about?"
Yes.
No, Masters Track. What is that? Little did I know that there are masters divisions for pretty much any sport. It's masters gymnastics. There's masters diving, and there's masters track and field. So the first year in 2016, I was like, "Bridget, I just don't have the time." But I would love to figure it out. After I got my pro card is when she was like, "We need to run. We're gonna run. We're gonna run this year."
Mhm.
So rolling into 2018, I'm like, "Well, how do we find a coach?" She was like, "I got it. I got it." My grandbabies, they run with this track team, Dallas Elite. Coach Ken, you're gonna love him.
Shout out to Dallas Elite.
Dallas Elite.
Yeah.
And so I said, "Okay, all right, fine." So that's actually how it got started. I mean, I've always been a track girly.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, still love track to this day. And yeah, that's actually how it got started. And it's actually ironic. Figure competitors, if you look at figure competitors over the years, most of them are track athletes. There is an IFBB pro. She's actually an Olympia champion. Her name is Erin. She ran track in college. The rainy Sydney Gillen.
Okay.
So she just retired from the Olympia, 8-time champion, back to back to back. No one was touching Sydney. No one. Track athlete. So figure, if you look at the composure of a figure athlete, track. Because that was actually part of my training regimen.
Okay.
Sunday was track.
Hmm.
We did bleachers.
Yeah.
We did 100-meter lunges. we did 400 meters.
Yeah.
Back to bleachers. So actually track conditioning was very much part of my my bodybuilding regimen anyway.
We actually had Coach Johnson here on the first episode.
Nice.
Tell us about how it was working with Coach.
Yeah. So Coach Coach Kid, so we meet, right?
Yeah.
And I remember, he's out there, right? Literally from zygotes to 18-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm out there going, what is going on? What? Right? The babies were running, right? And he's bopping around. What's your name? I'm Yolanda. Nice to meet you. Wait. Get back over there. Let's go. And I'm like, oh, this is track practice.
Sounds about right.
I'm having PTSD. I don't know if this is for me. Bridget's like, no, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. So when I tell you, insane shout out to all of the parents of these children who allowed myself and Bridget to train with their kids. That was a big thing.
Yeah.
And I never, ever took that for granted. So here we are. We're out there. We're warming up. When I tell you, first day of track practice, from the time I was in the 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, all the way up until now I'm in my late 30s, actually 40 at this point. I went home. Kim was like, look, you need to get you some bags of ice. Okay.
Everything hurt.
Everything hurt. I got in that tub. It felt like dragons were breathing on my shins. I was like, I don't know if this is good for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is good for me. But he put together the program that I still use to this day. We got out there, the conditioning, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember, and I'm pretty sure I have video of it. I was in my hat, I was in my gloves, I was in my running jacket, I was in my tights, and he is out there and he had that band on me, knee up. And I'm like, now I'm old. Yeah. I don't know why you have me out here doing this, but that's how we got started. That is how we got started. We trained in the winter. We trained through the spring, all the way up until my first meet.
Shout out to Coach K.
Coach K.
Shout out to Coach K.
Yes.
Now, you've been a boss athlete. I'm going to give you this title. A boss athlete.
You're kind.
Through generations.
Yes.
What's a lesson that you feel like you learned for being an athlete for so long?
Once an athlete, always an athlete. You can take whatever you learn, whether it's on the track, whether or not it's being on a cheerleading team, you can take those things and apply them to anything.
Okay.
Anything. Being an athlete definitely taught me how to pick myself up. It taught me how to pick myself up. Kim will probably tell you this story. And so my first Masters championship was in Iowa City, Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
Right? In the middle of the summer. It is donkey snot hot.
Oh,
it was so hot.
Big mosquitoes.
Woo!
I know.
Man.
Yes.
And here it is. I'm getting ready for my 200 and I'm freaking out. Because I realize now, this is not a joke. These ladies have come to get it.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that Coach was on a flight with his wife. And I think I was texting him, I'm freaking out. I'm about to get up to this 200. And I was like, I need to hear your voice. And he sat on that flight and recorded my race. He recorded me starting. He recorded my progression through the curve. He recorded my transition phase. He recorded the remainder of my drive phase all the way to the finish line. And I'm sitting under bleachers doing this. And so someone was like, what are you listening to? I was like, I can't talk to you right now. And I am visualizing my race. And I was like, I need to hear your voice because I am freaking out. Like I was back in college. Like I was about to run for scholarship, but I wanted to do well. I was representing Dallas Elite. I was representing my squad. I didn't want to come home and say, oh, I lost. But at that moment, I realized you need to lock it in. You need to lock it in. You need to get it done. You've trained for this moment. Those horrid 400s that I will never forgive him for. Man, we're gonna do a 400 at the very end. Okay. Right? You've done what you need to do. So he's taught you what you need to do. Run the race that he has recorded.
Yes.
And I will never forget the sound of the Clydesdales coming off that. I was in lane 2 and I was stomping. I was trying to rip up the grip.
Yeah.
And I will never forget the USATF sign was right at the crest of the 100.
Okay.
And literally, the timing could not have been more perfect. And that's when he was in my headphones. Go, get it, go, Yolanda, go. And I'm like, but yeah, it teaches you how to get up. You got to get up. You got to get up. You got to keep going. You're hurting. It burns. I don't want to be on this call today. I don't want to show up today. But yeah, it really, really taught me how to get back up.
You said this word throughout this interview, blessed.
Blessed. Yes.
You have had some blessed and amazing people in your life.
Absolutely.
My goodness.
Absolutely.
But because you use the word blessed, I got to ask you about your faith.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
It is an ever evolving journey with my God. But I would be nowhere.
Yes.
Literally, I would be lost without my God.
Yes.
I grew up in a faith-based home. My dad didn't really go to church much, actually. My mother did. And I was always curious, in that. But, right before, well, not right before, probably 5 or 6 years before, he decided to rededicate his life to Christ.
That's amazing.
And my mother, when I tell you, this is why my mother is truly, truly one of the people that I idolize. She was so patient with him. She didn't argue with him about that. She was like, I knew that he would come when he was ready.
Yeah, I love that.
What? Okay. And here it is, my mom and my dad were going to church, together. But my father also showed me in that moment that it's okay not to know. It's okay because he's still there.
Yeah.
His arms are open. He is literally just waiting for you to come. And my faith has been the epicenter of who I am. It is literally a daily practice to make sure that God knows that I am going to spend time with him, to make space to listen, because there are times when I don't hear him. And I try to make sure, when those times happen, that's okay.
Yeah.
But to figure out how to get back to his voice. Yes. God is everything and everywhere to me.
Let's stay in the faith lane.
Okay.
So let's talk about 2021.
Okay.
2021 was a tough year.
Yes.
You had been diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yeah.
Tell me about what was going through your mind. I can only imagine when you heard the news.
So here it is. I am insanely disciplined about my health. I don't miss a doctor's appointment at all.
I would imagine.
So that day in particular, so went in for regular mammogram. Okay, cool. And that day, so it is actually March 12th.
Okay.
So I was going in actually for a fibroid procedure. And my best friend's son was coming to take me to my appointment. Sitting there, it's during COVID. I'm at home.
Yeah.
Okay. I get a phone call. Hi, Miss Yolanda Kirksey. Yes, of course. Hi, this is so-and-so and so-and-so from Texas Oncology. I want to go over your test results with you. Okay. Didn't think anything about it. So just wanted to let you know that your test results came back malignant. I'm sorry, what? Say it one more time. Do you have the right? Are you sure? I asked the man, do you have the right number?
Right.
I think you have the wrong number. And I scared him so much that he was like, I just want to make sure I'm speaking to the right person. He went down all of my demographics and he said, yes, ma'am, it's malignant. I hung up the phone and I just immediately started crying. Because when you hear that news, you automatically think, I'm going to die. Yeah. I had no idea what that meant. No idea. So I call my best friend and I share the news with her because her sister had gone through 2 rounds of cancer.
I got you.
So she knew,
Yeah.
and she was like, okay. She didn't freak out.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get a plan together.
Yes.
You're going to be fine. So obviously the oncologist at the time called my gynecologist, who had referred me to this uterine fibroid immunization clinic.
Yes.
And so I get there. So her son comes and picks me up. We're on, and of course, I'm not trying to make him upset. And
Yes.
so he drops me off, and he was so sweet. He brought me flowers. He was like, Miss Yolanda, you're going to be fine. And I was like, thank you. So I get there, and I remember nothing. I walked into the office. They checked me in, and my gynecologist's office had called this doctor's office and said, hey,
Mhm.
she just got the news of her life. Put her someplace private. So I'm sitting there and I just cried.
Yeah.
And so they knew. They came in and they were like, look, you don't have to do this today. I was like, yes, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we're getting this done today. I need to get past this. I can't go back to this. So I cry through tears a lot. Like I laugh through tears a lot. And the anesthesiologist that I had came in, and I finally gathered myself, and she goes, sweetie, I've had breast cancer twice. You're going to be fine. I'm about to knock you out. You're going to be okay. And at that point, I'm like, what do you do?
Yes.
Right? I have the news. Okay, fine. So I had my procedure, went home. Another phenomenal friend of mine, Sam, came over to my house. My best friend was there, and she took care of me. You know, she cooked for me. She was like, you're going to be fine. She actually stayed the night with me. And the next day, I realized, I was like, okay, I don't want to start calling people because I don't know what I'm talking about. So I really didn't tell anyone until now. I'm starting down the journey of understanding what kind of cancer I have, what stage it was, what the plan was. And once I knew that is when I started to tell my friends and family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, someone who, as yourself, you seem type A. You want to be somewhat in control a little
Really?
bit of the
I
situation.
don't know where you're getting
You
that.
want to plan this out. How difficult was it to go through something like this where you really didn't have a lot of control or be able to plan?
Oh, you submit all day long. Quickly, you realize you are nowhere near in control.
Oh.
None. You are not in control of anything. The only thing that you are in control of is how you are going to handle every step of this process.
Oh, that's good.
That's it. The rest, it is happening.
Yes.
There's no stopping it. This train is on the tracks. All you can do is keep your sanity. And what was challenging, it was during COVID. So it wasn't like my friends could come over.
That's a good point.
It wasn't like you could go to a support group. You couldn't do that. They were virtual. So really, it was, you go through one step, there's the blessing. You're past step 1. Step 2, there's a blessing. You're still here.
Wow.
Step 3, you're still here.
Yeah.
Right. And the type of cancer that I had, so it was stage 0. Right. Stage 0 ductal carcinoma in situ, so DCIS, estrogen receptor positive. So as soon as they told me I had stage 0, I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Is the 0 worse?
Yeah.
Is it better? So technically, stage 0 is precancerous, actually.
Okay.
So of course, everyone asks me, well, how did you find it?
Yes.
Did you feel anything? No. It was the size of a pea. It was not technically even a mass. It was molecular. You could not see it at all. You could not feel it at all. And so again, I highly encourage anyone, male or female, go to your mammogram.
Yes.
Go get checked, because it was truly by the force of
Yeah.
my gynecologist. He was like, "Oh no, no." My gynecologist did not play about me. He was like, "Oh, you're 38?
Yeah. It's
It's
time.
time. It's time." And so that's what it was. So it was stage 0. It was literally precancerous. They saw something. They didn't know what it was. Had a sonogram, saw something,
Mhm.
biopsy.
Mm.
That's what it was.
Wow.
Yep.
Now, excuse my ignorance. I've
No,
never heard of stage 0.
I, there is no such thing as ignorant. I did not know anything. It was very clear that I had no knowledge of
Yeah.
what was going on.
Right.
I did not know what stage 0 was. I had no clue. And the more that I talk about it, many people don't know that, because all you hear is stage 1, 2,
Yes.
3, 4.
Exactly.
There is a stage 0.
To me, this sounds almost like a miracle, to be honest with you.
Yes. Yes.
How did this grow your faith though? Because I'm just putting myself in your
Man.
shoes. Like, man, God put you in a position
Hmm.
to go at the right time
Say that.
to catch it before it got to stage 1.
Hey. Hey.
This is mind blowing to me.
Right?
What did that do for your faith though?
So of course you ask yourself, why me?
Yes.
Why me?
Mm-hmm.
Really? I'm healthy.
Mm-hmm. Very healthy.
Right? I'm an athlete.
Yeah.
I had no genetic marker, by the way. None whatsoever. Not my mother, not my sister, not my aunts, no one.
Yeah.
So the first question in my faith was, what am I supposed to be doing around this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a firm believer in every experience tragedy. If you learn nothing, you wasted
That's
God's
so
time.
good.
You wasted God's
Yes.
time,
Yes.
because he sat there. He was like, "You're the one.
Mm-hmm.
It was your time."
Mm-hmm.
So as I was walking through this, and I went through surgery and I went through radiation, which is actually how Skin Deep came to bear. I was walking out, so I had to go to radiation every day, Monday through Friday. And there was a lovely woman that I met. Her name was May. And May, her appointment was right before mine.
Mm-hmm.
And we just started talking. And May had actually just finished chemotherapy.
Okay.
And now she was going to radiation. Ductal carcinoma in situ, so stage 0, it is so small that chemotherapy does not work. So I had surgery, I had a lumpectomy, and went through radiation.
Mm-hmm.
So chemo was not an option for me. So of course she's looking at me. She's like, "Did your hair not fall out?" Like, we're having a black girl moment. She
Yes. Yes.
was like, "What do you use on your skin? What do you?" And so I was working with my radiologist, and we were talking about, so how do I treat my skin?
Mm.
And so they're talking about questions around sunburn.
Yeah.
I'm like, you need to speak culturally relevant to me, because I don't think I've ever had a sunburn, so I don't know what you mean. And his physician's assistant was the one who said, "Yolanda, natural remedies work very, very well."
Okay.
I was walking out of a radiologist appointment and I said, I am not the only woman of color who has ever asked the question that I just asked my radiologist. That is when I knew that I was in favor. That is when I knew
Wow.
that he put that idea
Come on.
in my head
Mm-hmm.
and was like, "You need to do something about this right now."
Wow.
Right now.
And so that's where Skin Deep.
That is where the evolution, the thought of Skin Deep was created. It was created when I walked out, and it was actually created, and I have not spoken to May, since then, but, big blessings to her. I hope she's well. When my heart broke, because when you go through this, as anyone goes to the doctor's office, the first thing that they do is they check you in,
Yeah.
and they ask you for money.
Yeah.
Pay up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting in a doctor's office and I'm hearing women who do not have insurance.
Mm.
What they gave you is a product called Radioplex, and I didn't care for it. I did not care for it at all. And I asked, May and I were talking. I said, "Well, what are they giving you?" And she said, "Well, this bottle is $30, and I can't afford this." And I promised myself that I was never going to create something
Mm-hmm.
that costs that much, that someone could not afford, ever. I was like, "Nope, not gonna do it." Because again, every time I went into the doctor's office, you wanna talk about blessed, my insurance was fantastic. That would be $15.
Oh, that's nice.
That would be
No,
$30.
that's not.
I mean, I can honestly tell you, in the entirety of my journey, which was about 4.5 years long, I maybe spent a total of $500 for my care.
Everybody can say that.
Right. Right.
But you're going through therapy, and then at the same time, you're starting this company at
Correct.
the same time?
Correct.
You love to push yourself.
Why not?
Yes.
Why not?
Tell me about how you started this from the ground up and how hard that was.
Yeah. So, I called a friend of mine from college who had just moved to Dallas. She is a neonatal nurse,
Okay.
and I was like, I didn't want to do this by myself. I wanted to, create a company, which is actually what YMI stands for. And so I called her and I said, I have something. And she actually had a family member who also had succumbed to breast cancer, and so this was also passionate for her. So we went to Nate's on Beltline, and we're sitting there eating crab legs,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and literally the name, we formed the LLC on my phone right there,
Right there.
right there. I was like, let's get this done. We invested, and the product itself. So she was very paramount in what the product should be made of. Because
Mhm.
again, I just had a concept, and
Yeah.
my radiologist, physician's assistant, is the one who was like, "Hey, these are some of the things that are really good for your skin." So that is how it got started. It literally, I was like, I didn't know anything about anything. I didn't know. I mean, part of my corporate career is supply chain, so I knew enough.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Right, I knew
Yes.
enough, but I didn't know anything about designing a bottle. I didn't know where to buy bottles. I didn't know any of that, and we learned as we went.
But
We
did
just
you see how this sounds like you're literally going through cancer treatment
Yeah,
and now you're gonna say, I'm about to be an entrepreneur?
correct. But I didn't think of it as entrepreneurship at all. I thought it is, I'm going to create something
Mm,
that's going to help women who look like me.
that's so
That's all.
powerful.
Honestly, had I not sold a bottle, I would still do it. I would do it for free. I would just go give them out, which is exactly what we did. My first breast cancer walk, my first Susan G. Komen walk, and now my best friend is walking for me,
Wow.
right? And there were at least 8 of us,
Mhm.
and we had created samples and we created bags and we're handing them out. And as you can imagine, there are thousands of people who
Right.
are getting ready to go through radiation. And I'm walking up to women, knees, "Are you getting ready to go?" "Absolutely." And they were like, "What is this?" And we just we handed out, I think, about 100 bottles,
Wow.
100 tubes is how literally we put it on the street.
And that's amazing. And
Yeah,
that's probably why it's so successful
yeah,
because of the intent.
absolutely,
The intent. Wow.
absolutely.
No, your story is listen, I researched you, but to hear the missing pieces of your story is amazing. Let me ask you a
Yeah,
few questions here
sure.
to close us out. What impact do you want your story to have on women?
On women,
Mhm.
um, a couple of things. So first things first, I want any woman on the planet to know that it's never too late. It is never too late to do anything. I'm going to be 50 this year. I'm going to be back on that track.
Yes.
It is never too late. You want to start a business? Do that. You want to hit another career? Do that. You want to get married again? Girl, do that too. Do that.
Yeah.
It is truly, truly never ever too late.
Yeah.
Um, don't miss the blessing because it doesn't look like what you thought it would.
That's good.
Don't miss the blessing.
Mm,
I would never have thought that I would have said, "Oh, I'm a cancer survivor."
right.
What? What?
Yeah.
Don't miss the blessing because it's not what you thought it was supposed to be. Don't miss it.
Wow.
Take the time. Take the time to listen to God's voice. Take the time, for sure. But you can survive anything.
That's good.
I'm a normal everyday. I go to work.
I don't
I got a
know
dog.
if I would say normal.
I believe me when I tell you, there is truly nothing in me that I find overtly spectacular. other than I just make a choice every single
You
day.
did say that earlier. Yeah.
I just make a choice. And that's hard. It
Mhm.
is very difficult to decide. But any woman on the planet, if you got that news, I want you to know from the voice of YK,
Mhm.
I got you.
I love that.
I got you. You need to talk? I got you. You need a recommendation? I got you. You are not alone in this journey. It is not your fault.
Mhm.
I want women to know it is not
That's so good.
your fault.
Wow.
I did not spend my surgical oncologist told me because I was like, what did I do? He said, we're not gonna spend time there. It's a waste of time. It's not your fault.
Mhm.
Um, fight every day,
Yeah.
every single day. But it's never too late. It's never too late.
Years from now,
Hmm.
when people hear the name Yolanda Riddick,
Mm.
what do you hope they say about it?
Oh, wow. I hope that they say that I was a good friend.
Mm.
I hope that they say that anytime I need Yolanda, she is there. I hope my nieces, so I have 2 great nieces and I have another niece, and the legacy that I want to leave for them is that my auntie, my TT,
Yeah.
she's a
Yes.
beast and she was there when I needed her,
Mm.
right? Anything celebratory, I want to make sure that my girls know that I am truly, truly there for them. I mean, I would hope that they were like, "Yo, she was a beast.
Yeah.
She was a
Awesome.
beast. She was a beast on that track." Yolanda was about that. But my friends know, my family knows. I don't talk about anything. I do. Period. I talk very little. I'm not announcing anything. Bodybuilding was the same way.
Yeah.
I didn't announce it. I didn't, but people are like, you're doing what? Yeah, absolutely. So I talk less and I do more.
Give us your socials. If someone wants to follow you, where can they find Yolanda at?
I look, I'm an old chick, so no, I have Instagram. It's special, but instead of an I, it's a
Mhm.
Y. So
Okay.
special YK is my Insta. I'm Yolanda Kirksey Riddick on Facebook.
Okay.
I'm not on TikTok at all.
And your brand, where can they go if they need to buy
Yes,
product?
ymiskindeep.com.
ymiskindeep.com.
Correct.
Okay.
That's it.
This has been an amazing
Thank
interview. Thank
you.
you for
This was
coming
so
and do
much
this.
fun.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Comment, like, subscribe, do all the
Yes.
things. We're gonna be
Yes.
posting this stuff with hopefully amazing people just like this every
I love
Friday.
it. I love it.
Turn your notifications on. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you for
This is
having me.
Derek, this is Yolanda, and this is Beyond the Stopwatch.
Love it.